If you look at this equation, it appears to be very simple, but yet some people just don't get it. So let's fill it in. Alcohol times an automobile will equal disaster. 90% of you, myself included, admitted to consuming alcohol before. 60% of you also admitted that you either drove in an automobile after a night of drinking or a friend drove in an automobile after a night of drinking. Drunk driving is a very common problem in our world today, and maybe with some basic knowledge, shocking statistics, and better judgment, we as a class could eliminate ourselves from the drunk driving picture. These statistics are very high, and now I would like to change your mind about drinking and driving. With some basic knowledge, we have a very good chance of eliminating ourselves. You have a good chance of never driving drunk again. The information I'm about to share with you came from www.duidrivinglaws.org. The state of Pennsylvania prohibits anyone to drive with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08%. 0.08% is the standard measurement for measuring an impaired driver. So, how many drinks do you think it would take you to become intoxicated? Well, it varies from person to person, but it is a fact that every drink you do consume, you are only becoming closer to the legal limit. So the best answer is, do not drink and drive. That way, you will not have to worry about any of the consequences. If you are caught drinking and driving, you will be convicted, and there are no questions asked. For your first offense of drinking and driving, you will receive a 6-month probation period. You will also receive a fine anywhere from $300 to $5,000, depending on how high your blood alcohol concentration was. You will also receive a 12-month license suspension. For your second offense, you will receive a 5 to 6 month imprisonment. Again, you will receive a $300 to $5,000 fine, depending on how high your blood alcohol concentration was. Again, you will receive a 12-month suspension of your driver's license. And for all your second and third offenses, you will have to install an ignition interlock system on your vehicle, which is basically a device which you have to blow into before you can start your vehicle. You will also be highly recommended to go to alcohol screening and rehabilitation. For your third offense, everything pretty much doubles. Your probation period, your fines, your imprisonment, and again, you would have to install your ignition interlock and go to alcohol screening and rehabilitation. Not only can you not afford drinking and driving, but is it really worth risking your life or somebody else's life? Just wait until you hear the shocking statistics on drinking and driving. Each year, this information I'm about to tell you came from www.alcoholalert.com. Each year in the United States, there are 17,000 deaths due to alcohol. If you do the math correctly, that will equal 1 death for every 31 minutes that goes by. Approximately 40% of all the motor vehicle accidents in the United States is caused by alcohol. The age group that it affects the most is our age group, anywhere from 20 to 34 years of age. Underage drinkers, which could be some of you in here, also account for 14% of the total accidents. Males are also much more likely to drive drunk than females. Out of all the related accidents, 68% of the motor vehicle accidents are single vehicle, but the other 32% are not so lucky and usually contain 2 to multiple vehicle accidents. This is the hardest part of drinking and driving that has to be dealt with, because if you lose someone that you love due to a drunk driver, how will that make you feel? If people would use better judgment when drinking, we would never have to bury so many people each and every year. But sadly, we do bury people each and every year, and it only leaves the loved one behind to suffer. There are many people in this world who lost a loved one due to a drunk driver, and there are even people in this class who lost a loved one due to a drunk driver. And I'm sure all these people will tell you how terrible it is to lose someone due to a drunk driver. This next story I'm about to share with you is from www.fnnc.org. It is also known as Jackie's Poster. In 1999, MSNBC covered a story about a drunk driver who nearly killed a young girl. This young girl was 20 years old at the time, and the driver who hit her was actually underage. I believe he was 17. The driver only suffered a broken jaw with a few bumps and bruises. This is Jackie before the accident. Pretty good looking girl, if I must say. Jackie was in this car for 45 seconds until someone pulled her out. Jackie received severe burns all over her body. This next picture is Jackie after the accident. After the accident, Jackie had to receive over 40 different operations. This is Jackie today, and she says that she is finally getting her life back together, but it will still never be the same. Those pictures I just showed you should make you think twice about drinking and driving. Just think of that poor girl's life and how her life is going to be the rest of her life. Her life is like this because that man that hit her just wanted to have a few beers and then drive home. Drinking and driving is a problem that could be very easily erased from this world. If you see somebody that is highly intoxicated or know of anybody that had a few drinks, offer them a ride home. Just think, you could save that person's life or even your own life. Life is the most precious gift that God gave us. And once it is gone, it is never coming back. So the next time you have a drink, don't be so selfish and get someone to drive you home. Because can you live your life knowing that you killed or injured somebody else? There is only one thing left to say. Don't drink and drive. Thank you.